Welcome to Board Ghost, a story broadcast with games as the engine.
If living is a highway, then heaven is a bus stop. Been waiting for a minute there, but has it been forever?
We believe you're out there, hungry for stories for shared experiences. We can't see you, can't hear you, yet we will play for you. This night's offering is a continuation of our game of Goblin Quest. To learn how we generate stories using the game Goblin Quest, go check out our Goblin Quest rules primer on the website. The game is designed by Grant Howitt, and it has a pretty fancy set of Kickstarter options that were added into the base game. You can pick up the PDF on their website, and I believe the game hard copy book is available probably at your friendly local game store and on Amazon. Our humble players, myself, John Holt, with me.
Ken Breese.
And Tim Rodriguez.
All right, welcome back, Tim.
Hey, Tim.
Thanks so much.
So far, we are a trio of clutches of goblins on a quest. Our quest is to get a baby, a demon baby, ready for its reveal at the wedding of its parents, an orc and a demon woman.
That's right.
It is bad luck or good luck. I don't know whatever the
It's
alt-world.
It's inappropriate.
It's inappropriate for a demon baby to be revealed before parents are shown in
the consummation,
dark
the orc
consummation.
demon kiss
Mhm.
that consummates everything.
To make this auspicious occasion truly have great import, and that this unholy union bring forth a great demon baby, you need the right sort of coming out wardrobe.
Indeed.
And us goblins were tasked with getting the swaddling clothes, desecrating the clothes, and now clothing the baby, and finally we'll be presenting the baby in time. So far, we went to a human village where a bunch of us died to get some baby clothes.
Mostly John's characters.
Yeah, a lot of my people die. We got out of town with those clothes. Then we got back to the baby, where we were able to desecrate the clothes and kill the human baby that was wearing them.
That was the side effect.
I didn't do it. The
Exploding rune did.
environment did it.
Exactly.
We were able to then return to the baby, the demon baby,
The demon baby.
soothe it, and get it
The
ready
good, bad
for
baby.
the next step, which is the final stage of our second task: wardrobe, hair, and makeup.
Indeed. How did we soothe it, John?
I stuck the burnt-off stump arm of Bog, the stealthy Bog Squishy, into its mouth, and it took to it like a little pacifier.
Exactly, and fell asleep. All of my goblins are from the clutch known as the Plugfinger. They have an expertise in water. They know a lot about water, very comfortable with water. They also all have a quirk. They've all been born with a third eye in their forehead for the most part. They also dream of creating sewage drains here in the camp drainage. And also their ancient ancestral heirloom, possibly found a few weeks ago, is called the plunging stick, which we know to be actually an evil wand, a wand of terrible evil magic.
Turns out it was actually magic.
Turns out it was
very,
actually
very bad
magical, and
magic.
it's very bad.
My clutch is the Butterboots. We all have an expertise in jumping. Our quirk is that we have enormous feet, and we dream of being sartorialists. To wit, our ancestral heirloom is the darning needle of wizard fashion. Poor Vindaloo, in their sporty attire, was killed by inscribing a rune that she then tried to embroider and exploded herself, and has since been replaced by Mushu, who wears scary attire.
So I am playing the Squishies. Their expertise is being tripped on. They were all born one-eyed. Perhaps their other eye went to the
Plugfingers.
Plugfinger clutch. Their dream is to get to the highest point and look out. They share amongst their ancestral heirloom is the one glove to hold it all, a large gauntlet that you can put both your hands in.
And currently that gauntlet is clutching a burning, desecrated,
a red-hot, desecrated, magic, cursed swaddling clothes.
baby swaddling clothes.
Spew, Squishy, the constantly weeping, jumped through a window and landed into a pile of polished swords. Knox, who was allergic to mud, ran straight through a door, smack into the blacksmith's wife, and had a baby dropped on his head.
Mm-hmm.
Crushing his skull.
Crushing his skull.
Ojo stumbled into a rune on a magic claymore and was burned in a pillar of fire.
Yeah, that also happened to Jib. Jib was died from exploding runes in the, where we were, with the magical explosion testing grounds, as you do. My other goblin, Gimlet, was consumed by a cloud of imps that came out of his own wand.
We are now into the final stage of our second task, wardrobe, hair, and makeup. Let's get into it.
The baby is asleep. The demon baby is
it's
or at least distracted.
It's
Yes.
Soothed and distracted. Puke is going to attempt to comb the baby's hair, just using his fingers, trying to comb it, sort of like that.
It's like spiny.
Yeah, exactly. It's like spines, like quills.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he's trying to just get the quills going the right direction, sort of maybe pick out some of the ooze. Yeah, licking his claws and hands to try and do that. Spitting
in the baby's
exactly,
hair.
spitting in the baby quill hair. And as we all know, the Plugfingers have a lot of expertise with water, which spit is mostly water.
Yeah.
And so he's going to try and help that baby out. Unfortunately, he is wounded as one of the quills pierces through one of his hands, and he just is looking up at it with wide eyes. But that seemed to be the quill that was just like sort of leaving all the other ones, keeping all the other ones from being...
The cowlick of
Yeah, it was the
quills?
cowlick of all quills, exactly. And so it seems like it would be a lot easier at this point as something good happens for the group to...
Your blood also sort of
My-
coats the baby's head.
Exactly. My goblin blood really acts as a sort of a natural hair gel.
And coagulant.
Yeah, and a coagulant. Exactly. Thank you for that. Sort of what happens to Puke as he's like, oh, my hand. Oh, my hand has the quill in it. Hurdy hand.
So Mushu says,
Bog, you're going to have to dress the baby, which I think means that I have to do its makeup.
Okay, should I do it first? Should I want the clothes on first? Just, see if it goes with the baby's eyeshadow?
I can see the clothes, and it'll definitely go. This
Okay.
is blood goes with everything.
All right.
Blood color goes with everything.
Mushu does not have any stuff to do the baby's makeup, but Mushu has a darning needle, and she knows how to embroider makeup. So Mushu is
cool.
going to use her sartorial skills and the darning needle
I love it. It's
to...
almost like a henna type thing.
Yeah, except it's
like
just
a
like
tattooing.
straight, yeah, kind of
basically
kind of like a tattooing,
kinda
but
like-
with regular thread
Yeah.
instead of ink.
Yeah. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like a thread
It's
tattoo
an
into the
eyebrow
baby.
threading.
I love it. Yeah. I love it.
So that is going to be 2 successes.
And don't forget that something good was happening, so you have a plus
2
one to
successes
everything.
and something good happens.
Right.
What happens is Mushu is like, okay, Bug, hold very still. I don't want to slip and
Smear my embroidery.
so Mushu starts sewing and
Singing a little sewing song, doing your eyebrows all day long, sewing your eyebrows together.
the baby starts kind of like dancing, but also kind of shivering, which I think suggests that it might like a nice warm cloak.
Okay. So Bog is like,
Here's my chance.
You got this,
Here
Bog.
goes nothing.
You got this, Bog.
All right, baby.
You can do it. I believe in that one hand.
so with the glove clutching the burning thing and his hand still, his burnt stump still in the baby's mouth, Bog attempts to wrap the baby
In the burning
in
swaddling.
the like red hot cursed
and don't forget,
swaddling
something
clothes.
good happened last
Something
time.
good happened. So
More
that
good
is
things.
a double success.
Yes.
Double success.
So Bog is able to whip this thing onto the baby, and it actually spins out like off of his hand as the clothes wrap around it.
It kind of attaches like a cape.
Yeah,
It's
like
cursed. It's magical now.
and it becomes almost like scaled armor on the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The baby like gets a little bit older
Yep.
and just stands there like it's now like as tall as us standing.
Yeah. So it's like a toddler.
It's still
Yeah.
sucking on your arm.
Yeah, it goes back to that like
Yeah, immediately. Or Good job, Bog. We gotta go though. We gotta find the wedding. We gotta get the baby to the wedding.
Okay.
I can hear the sounds of the demon horns. It seems to be coming from everywhere. Or is that just the crashing of buildings falling down?
It could be both.
Oh, both. Nice.
Okay.
Is that what the wedding sounds like?
I start looking around, Puke does, for the awesome horns, the demon horns that are announcing the wedding. I have 3 eyes, because that's a quirk.
All the better to see it.
Exactly, of the Plugfingers. And so I look around, Puke does, something good happens and something bad happens. I'm like, oh, there they are, I see them, I see them. They're over by the church of Big Alcuric.
They are, but they're on a wagon.
Yep.
They're being carried somewhere else.
They're being carried somewhere else. No, it's by the turnips, by the turnip god. We've located them, but they're on the move.
Oh, maybe I can slow them down.
Mushu is not as fast as Vindaloo was, but I'm good at jumping and I have enormous feet. Oh, we're right next to Slime Lake, aren't we?
Yup.
Being that it's winter in camp here,
Ha!
Slime Lake has frozen over, and my Butterboots are actually great for skating. So I'm going to use my Butterboots to try and catch up with the wagon, then my enormous feet to dig in and grab on and slow down.
And we're sort of following you haphazardly.
Yeah, slipping. And
Yeah, slipping, spilling. I'm sort of trying to push you and the baby.
The frozen lake and
or
the butter
toddler.
trails.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's still on my arm.
yeah, exactly. Ooh.
It's about
About the same.
It's actually a little bit worse.
Yep.
So Mushu catches up to the wagon,
Yeah.
grabs onto the back of it, and says, "Stop!" At which point, one of the wedding guards comes back out, sees a goblin sort of trying to halt the wedding, and takes an axe and just chops me right in half,
Ooh.
exploding the butter everywhere.
No.
In my boots.
Oh, Butterboots.
That is what is bad that has happened.
That is very bad as
So
butter
much
goes
butter
everywhere. But they do slow down a little bit because you were a
Yeah.
little successful. But not we
They
haven't.
had to stop long enough.
We still
to
haven't
chop me
found
in
the
half.
wedding proper. We found we found the wagon that's heading to the wedding.
But we gotta keep on. We
Gotta
gotta keep
on.
moving on.
The wagon's moving away.
Maggot's moving
The
away.
guards are shouting at us. And are they orc guards? Are they demon guards? Are they both?
These are bugbears.
Bugbears.
Yeah.
Bugbear guards. Yeah, they hate us.
Yeah,
They
they're just
really hate us.
Come on.
we
Get out of here, filth.
We got even odds that this wedding's not going to happen.
That's what the bugbears think.
Well, we gotta get this baby to the wedding.
I got it. Here. We just got to get ahead of the wagon.
Oh, Bog.
I'm going to slow down those.
Where are we gonna find a head?
No, watch.
And Bog starts sprinting ahead. Pops its hand out of the baby's
Pops his hand out
mouth,
of
and
the
it
baby.
starts to mule and whimper. Starts, yeah. He starts hoofing it very quickly. Dives in front of the team of
Gorgons.
There's
they're
these
nightmare horses.
Yeah, these
nightmare
nightmares.
horses. I like that. Yeah, nightmares.
So that's what Bog does. He and there's a -1 on these rolls.
Yep,
The squishies are very good at being tripped on.
that's true.
So I'm going to see how this goes as he tries to trip the horses. Bog splays out in front of the horses, these nightmares, and their hooves just pass right past him. And he's like,
Ah, damn it.
so the hooves start to go over him.
He's like, God damn it.
And the wagon just kind of keeps on going, and the bugbears pick me up and throw me back at the group. And I just kind of tumble, we all tumble in a pile of goblins.
Okay.
And the wagon goes around the corner, and we lose sight of it as we all get up and we look around, and the bugbears and the wagon are both nowhere to be seen. We see tracks, but there's, in the mud and the muck, it's lost. It's already filling with water, so it's hard to discern which tracks are which.
Tom Yum of the Butterboots comes up. Tom Yum comes up, and Tom Yum is all decked out in this posh attire.
And Tom Yum is like, are you all trying to get to the wedding? Because I
Well-
know where the wedding is. Why do you think I'm dressed so well?
Tax purposes.
Because you found it in a trash pile?
Well, yes, but it was a very nice trash pile.
Okay.
So obviously, the wedding is that way.
So one success and an injury.
That way.
It's that way.
A bugbear arrow comes and just shoots right through her arm.
Oh.
See? That way. Where the arrows come from. Ow. Oh. This arrow actually goes marvelously with this outfit, don't you think?
The way that Tom Yum is pointing, it tastes so delicious, is towards the orc barracks. And so I sort of grab the friends and start heading off that way. We're towing this sort of mewling toddler along with us. We're realizing that there are just tons of orcs here. Like they're marching around. They are not paying any attention to us. And I'm basically am trying to sort of like thread our way through these orcs
I'm very good
to
with that.
find our way to the middle of all this happenstance and the wedding itself.
Right, and trying to pick out the orcs and cummerbunds.
I am using my third eye vision. Okay. Well, something good and something bad happened. The good thing that happens is that we are able to find the orcs with the cummerbunds. But the bad thing that's happening is that they are engaging in the ancient orcish tradition of shedding the cummerbunds and becoming more sort of ready for ritualistic fighting, the ritualistic combat. And so they're shedding all their clothes. So we don't.
It's a bachelor party.
Yeah, it's a bachelor party, basically. And so, orc bachelor party, you know how that goes.
If the best man doesn't die,
Yep.
then he wasn't.
It's
he
not a
wasn't
really
the-
great
he wasn't
wedding.
the
He
best
wasn't
man.
really the best man.
Who is the best man?
Exactly.
The
best
best
orc.
man is the last
Exactly.
one who
Yeah.
lives.
Yeah. Or no, the first one to die? No, I don't know. Yeah,
I
the last
don't
one who lives? Who
Last one
knows?
who lives.
Depends. But at any rate, we are getting closer, but we still have not just found the wedding party.
Yeah.
We're still having a little bit of trouble.
I think we need more perspective on this thing.
Oh, I know what that means. You want me to bite somebody?
No, give me a boost.
Okay.
Bog
Puke gets down on all fours like a little table.
and Bog throws Tom Yum on top of that table and starts to like climb up, and then jumps onto the back of an orc and starts to climb up and peers his head up. So again,
It's so high.
because the squishies like to get to the highest point
It's
and
so
look out.
high.
They really do. Yay.
So
Boo.
Bog gets up to the top there and is basically just like looking around.
Hey, wait, I think I see something.
And he points out ahead, and then that's when the orc kind of like reaches back to like scratch his ear, like something's on him, and he just
Flick
waves.
a fly away.
Flick, and kind of as he's like,
Hey guys, look back here.
kind of looking back at you, he's struck in the head and just goes spinning off into the air, like gone, like you you just kind of watch him arc over your head, and you look back, and there's so many orcs around that you just can't even see. It's almost like you're in the midst of this press of orcs. So you now have a sense of like direction, but Bog is just flung away.
Puke rather is really feeling anxiety at being crushed and pressed by all these orcs, and he sort of loses it. Sort of has this panic attack as he starts biting orcs with his sharp teeth and hitting them with his plunging stick, and he's just like going nuts, like trying to get everybody away
Oh, man.
from him. The biting is totally working. The hitting with the sticks as orcs are sort of shuffling out of the way, and just this path seems to clear. And we can see past the ritualistic combat of the bachelor party, and we finally see the wedding table. It looks to have been made from flaming bronze and like the skulls of like maybe some sort of drakes or wervins that have been sort of melded together. There are horns and spines coming out of it, different gouts of fire at different places. It looks like there's maybe a cauldron of acid that's bubbling on it as well, that people are sort of taking like little, almost like punch bowls from, like they're taking a little punch from it, like they're sipping it or something. But we do see it. We finally see where the wedding is going to take place. We now realize that we need to rig this baby into the rafters above this thing, in sort of the metal iron poles that come out of barracks of the orcs, specifically where Cow Smash the butcher lives. That's sort of where we're outside. In fact, I think this is Cow Smash who's getting married.
Yeah.
We're sort of realizing.
And
Cow Smash the butcher.
What's the good and
Yeah.
bad thing that
The good thing that happens is that we're able to find stairs.
There are rafters. It's
Yeah.
not an outdoor
Yeah,
wedding.
exactly. There are rafters. That is the good
It's
thing,
like
is that
like
there are
a-
these
trestle.
like a trestle, exactly, right outside. The bad thing that happens, though, we realize there's no way up there. In fact, the trestle isn't attached to the ground. It's sort of just floating in the air. It seems to be maybe demon magic or wizard magic. So there are no stairs or no ladders. It's like, how do we actually get up there?
Come on, you guys, follow me.
So Tom Yum is going to
Go start schmoozing a little bit in her posh attire and talking about creating a gift for the wedding parties. And I'd like to enlist all of your help.
and I'm going to attempt to sew a bunch of orcs together with their consent and appreciation for being part of a wedding gift, and make a little
Pyramid.
tower so that we can get up to the trestle.
All right, let's
Before you
reveal.
roll,
Uh-oh.
the catapult on top of the orc barracks misfires.
Ah! Well, we're right by the orc barracks.
All right,
Okay.
so you go to roll, right?
Yep.
Yep. Hell yeah.
Yeah, there we go. The great thing that happens is that we have managed to get, as part of this wedding present, gotten all of the orcs sewn together, allowing Bog to climb up really quickly and get up into the rafters.
Nice.
The bad thing is that when the orc catapult misfires, it takes out that whole crowd of orcs.
Ah!
And now there are a lot of missing wedding guests.
Indeed. But there's a really awesome rock in the middle of
There's
everything.
such a good rock.
I don't think we could lift that, even all three of us.
I don't know. Looks pretty fun to try.
Into your midst walks Schlep Squishy. She has Bog's glove.
She goes, oh, I thought I'd never find you guys.
Hey, Schleppy.
Hey, hey.
Hi, Slappy.
Oh, what's going on? Did you get the baby to the thing?
We got the baby, but the thing's up there. But we can't get up there. But Tom Yum's up there. Wait, who's up there?
I thought Bug was up there.
No, Bog's dead.
Dog's dead.
Well, then maybe I got up there.
Yeah, so Tom Yum's up there. Oh,
Hi!
Tom Yum's up there.
I'm so high.
Drop us some string or rope.
Yeah, didn't you say you had thread?
I do
Or is that
have
someone
thread.
else?
I do have thread.
Drop some thread down here. I'll wrap it to the baby.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah, toss us something.
I throw you the thread.
Cool. I attempt to tie the baby securely with this thread. As I do. I tie the baby securely with the thread. Looking good.
All right. Good job.
Baby, no, you can't suck on my hands. No.
Okay, here's the plan.
Okay, I guess you can suck on one hand.
We all got to get up there, because there's no way we can lift this baby. We're going to have to tie ourselves together and jump and pull the baby up.
I'm good at jumping.
All right.
Well, you're already up there, though.
But I'm good at climbing. I'll get to you. I'll climb up.
Okay, I'll tie me to you.
Yeah, okay.
So I tie you to me.
Yep.
And then just start climbing up the thread kind of thing.
Yep.
It's like, I mean,
Like a
it's
spider.
thread. This whole thing you've been embroidering with is just like hemp rope this whole time.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Schlep Manners.
That's her name, Schlep.
Well, Schlep Squishy, but
Schlep
she has
Manners
manners.
Squishy.
She has manners.
Oh, I
That's her
see. She has
defining
manners.
feature.
But she's gonna climb. She
Got some
starts
manners.
climbing this rope because again, the squishies like to get to the highest.
They do
point.
like to get to the highest point.
Oh my. Schlep makes it up. Like she pulls her way all the way to the top, and unfortunately, though, she's straining, holding on to this rafter, that Tom Yum's just kind of standing on, because the rope that she tied to Puke wasn't quite long enough.
Oh, no.
So now, like, Puke's kind of like dangling off of her, and she's just straining, and
It's really...
We're hearing her
too
vertebrae
much.
popping.
yeah.
Oh, no.
Pull us up! Pull us up!
All right, I have a plan.
Okay.
And
Hurry.
I got a pretty good view from here.
I'm going to use my skill at jumping and my enormous feet
Mm.
to take a gigantic leap, holding onto you, pulling you over,
Yes.
All right.
hopefully getting the baby up into the rafters.
Mm.
What could go wrong?
What could
Yeah,
go
that's
wrong
fine.
indeed? Yeah, almost nothing. Good things happen in that the baby is yanked most of the way up. The bad thing that happens is that Tom Yum does not land in the soft, cozy mud. Tom Yum lands next to the rock, and it's like, oh,
Oh.
Phew, survived that one. Oh, my boots are damaged.
and the rock slips on and
Yeah.
rolls into the
She falls over. But there's some good stuff. The baby is most of the way up, within arm's reach, maybe.
Yeah, and what happened? Your guy, because you were tied to me,
Mm-hmm.
so you're in the rafters. And
Yeah, I'm in the
like,
rafters.
Now I'm dangling.
You're dangling, right? Exactly. Exactly. We overcorrected. I will attempt to have the baby grab onto my stick, my plunging stick, try to get it to grab it, and then hoist it up using the stick.
Okay,
That's how
and
we're
you
gonna-
get a +1 because
Yes, because of all the good stuff that's happening. More good stuff. The baby is pulled up finally into the rafters. I also am able to pull Schlep up as well. We prepare the baby beautifully so that it's ready in these ropes to be lowered.
At this point, Beer walks in, and Beer is the latest of the Butterboots, who has the distinctive feature of ginger attire.
Mhm.
So all of her outfit goes with red hair, just really well.
I thought you meant the tuber, the root.
Kind of that too.
she's gonna walk.
Yeah,
over
she's
on
just
her-
always
Just
been
kinda
there.
like walks over there.
Hey,
Hey,
Just like I was watching from above.
you made it.
good job, guys.
yeah.
Way to catch up.
Hey, how's it going, Beer?
Oh, beer. Beer.
Oh, wait, hey, look. Oh, this is my favorite part.
And we look down, and an infernal organ starts to play, like
Ah,
"Rumph, ha, rumph, ha, rumph." The orcs start chanting like rock, 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 rock. Here comes the bride. Here comes the bride. And like a palanquin, like a series of
Yes.
like, human slaves weighted in chains carries this.
It's like the
This
infernal
demon
chorus
woman,
coming
yeah.
from behind, like
Mhm.
this enormous minor keys going off.
And there's just like masks, like hulking things that are whipping these like palanquin bearers.
Oh.
This is beautiful.
It is something to behold. Touches my heart.
I can touch your heart.
Okay, we
Almost.
gotta,
Where is it? On the left or right?
we gotta
Down?
wait for
Up?
the right moment.
The baby is like sees his mama or its mama
Yes.
and is like getting restless.
Yes. And so we're having to keep it, or you're having to keep
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You're
So,
like sort of.
so like Schlep is like whoa, 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 baby,
Hmm.
and gets a glove on its
Yeah,
clothes.
gets
As it's like
the
about to
glove.
just like teeter over the edge.
the only glove that can touch it.
Hey, hey.
All right.
Not that you need
Okay.
it.
So Schlep goes and grabs the baby and pulls it back onto the
Mm.
rafters and says,
You gotta be careful, baby. It's not time yet.
and that's when the baby throws a fit
And goes, Ma!
and whacks Schlep off, and she goes tumbling down and lands in like a cauldron of orc punch.
Oh, no.
Mhm.
Not the cauldrons of work punch.
Also
And-
known as acid.
Is trying to like reach her way out when a bugbear comes up and spikes the punch. Which that's the like acidic.
Yeah,
brew.
the
so as
acidic
she like kind of
acid.
comes up for
Ooh.
air, just this acid comes down and she falls bubble as the cauldron bubbles and smoke pours.
And
out.
it ain't a party unless a goblin has died in the punch. At least one.
Yeah.
At least one. Beer maybe thinks that her ginger attire might attract the baby. It's pungent. The baby's pungent.
True.
Likes things. Maybe we can kind of like dull the kind of the brimstone smell. I'm gonna go and give the baby a big sort of cuddly hug.
Nice. To try and dull its
Hug it
brimstone
out, hug it out.
smell and have it calm down.
This goes okay. It's the baby calms down a little bit. Ginger outfit is kind of consumed by the the baby's outfit.
Oh, yeah, it burns off of
It
you.
burns off, yeah. So now Beer is kind of lacking in her ginger attire.
Puke is seeing all that. Is trying to cajole, push, maybe even possibly intimidate the baby into getting into the best correct position so that we can easily lower it down so it'll arrive right in front of its parents when the time is nigh. I will use my sharp teeth and I'll use my plunging stick. Why not? As I'm sort of intimidating, beating, cajoling the baby. The baby really doesn't take well to my cajoling and my gnashing my teeth and hitting it with the plugging stick. it catches my arm as I'm going down to like beat it over the head again, breaks my arm in half, like cracks right, like its grip is so strong. I start screaming as it just sort of picks me up and tosses me over the side.
Oh no.
Yeah. Unfortunately, some bad stuff also happens in that when it crushed my arm, my blood got all over the rafters. So
Oh,
they're
no.
a little slippery.
A little extra slippery.
Yeah, a little extra slippery.
Swinging on a rope, flipping into and like landing right next to you guys and kind of on his haunches with a cigarette in his mouth. This bugbear lands there and goes,
How's it going, guys? Listen, I got good money on this baby. Hitting, odds are it's going to like hit just at the right time and be, spectacular and sort of be the proper harbinger of the coming apocalypse. I got good money riding on this. So, why don't I help you all out? Because why don't I help you all out? I'm Grencher, by the way.
Hi, Grencher.
so Grencher the bugbear has arrived, and he
And I'm Blurb.
All right. Well, listen, don't be offended, but I'm not going to bother to learn your names, okay?
I have no nose.
Yeah, all
I
right.
have an eye for a nose.
Why don't, why
How
don't,
do you smell?
I don't.
what's the problem here? Is
That's
this
my
baby
defining feature.
like,
I have no nose.
it seems like you're having trouble keeping this baby.
This baby is a handful. 2 handfuls. 3 handfuls.
Let's
Many handfuls.
Many handfuls.
try tying him up here.
Grencher is gonna use
Yeah.
deft hands to tie
Tie
some
'em
quick
up.
knots. He's gonna take a hit though. So a couple bad things happen. So he goes to tie the baby to the rope. He's tying like up a storm. And the dust settles, it clears, and as he kind of like he was slipping the whole time too. After this frenzy of activity, the baby stands there like kind of like tottering on the beam, and he's tied knots around everybody but the baby. Jeez, that was not the intended consequence. Jeez, this is not a good thing.
Well, I can't move. And my worm can't move either.
Luckily for you, I have enormous and extremely dexterous feet.
Ooh, I like feet.
By which I mean, I have enormous feet, which are not actually any good at untying knots. But I can definitely untie some knots.
I like enormous feet. Yes, you can.
So the something good is like I actually do manage to use my enormous feet to untie the knots.
All right.
Cool.
The rope wasn't quite long enough to get around all of my feet.
Pretty good, though. So Blurb picks up the plunging stick, which is on one of the rafters, one of the beams. Blurb has this curly dark hair on their head.
And
Not a nose.
an eye
They
for
have
a
an
nose.
eye for a nose.
that's
Exactly.
the code of
Yeah.
Goblin Hammer.
Eye for a nose. Exactly. And they're wearing these sort of like suspenders that are sort of made out of lizard skin, like actual lizards. They haven't been dried or anything. They're just lizards that are dead.
Just made out of
Just made out of lizards, and that are holding up his actually like his sort of pants, which seemed like they probably were meant for a bugbear or something like that, but he sort of cobbled them together to fit him. So what Blurb's gonna do is squeeze some water out of his worm, the worm that he has, into the baby's mouth to try and calm it down a little bit. And it's really good. The baby eats the worm whole, like the squeeze out all of the juices into its mouth. It seems to really like it. So Blurb just throws the whole thing in there saying, "Oh, eat it up. Yum, yum, yum. In your mouth. In your mouth. That's right. That's right." And with that, the baby sort of like ties itself up. Like it sees everyone else has been tied up in these knots that the bugbear has made, and it sort of is down.
We go, hey guys, all right? Look.
Oh, they're doing
And
it!
it's like down
They're
there, it's
doing
like
it!
this lich rises up out of the ground. It's like, I now pronounce you the harbinger parents. Reveal your lust for one another.
And it goes down.
Wow.
Think of an orc demon showing their lust
Yeah.
for one another
Yeah,
in
it's-
public.
And that's when I was like, all right, on 3, guys. We all like reel back.
Mm-hmm.
One,
2,
2. Wait, now?
3.
and we kick the baby.
3 and,
off.
3 and then go.
We do kick the baby.
Yeah.
We kick the baby.
And it just lands on the parents, crushing them both because it's now like
Yeah.
it grows to full size as it falls. Oh my god! This half demon orc god monster child.
boy,
he got
really big.
Epilogue.
There was a goblin from the Plugfingers who had a great beard and cheated death many times. We knew him as Puke, but his full name was Rasputin. The many lived. He could have lived forever.
So they're huddled around the trash fire. You hear celebration in the orc camps. You hear them go, they've come back from another battle, and the goblins go, "You
Hear that? You hear what they're yelling? You hear them say, beer, beer. You know why they say that? Because there's a demon god commander, and he remembers Beer Butterfoot. One of the many. Goblins have a special place in the orc demon lord's heart. That's why he doesn't step on us all the time."
At throne of the Goblin King. It's an empty throne, and the goblins are around it waiting for their king to return, and they're telling tales of who the king might be. One of them is saying, "There was once a goblin named Bog Squishy. Bog Squishy helped the demon lord come to his throne, and it was prophesied that maybe Bog would return. He was so stealthy, no one ever knew where he was, and he could sneak into any camp. But what happened was, in getting the demon lord to where he needed to be, Bog was thrown into the sky by an orc and never seen again. And it's said that Bog still flies around the camp in the sky, waiting to come down and take his rightful place on the throne. He may even be here now. He's so stealthy we would never know it. So watch out, because Bog will return any time."
You'd better bow just in case.
Good call. Let's all bow now.
All right.
And that is our Goblin Quest.
With that, our story ends. We will return again with a new tale to spin to dare to entertain. I was one of your players, John Holt. You can find me on Twitter at Lord Joho and on Instagram at board_ghost. You can find my media recommendation review podcast at nudyshow.com. And you can find my book club podcast at woundandstab.com. Ken, where can people find you?
You can find me, Ken Breese, all over the interwebs, but check me out on Twitter and on Instagram. I post there quite often at Burling's Beard, BERLINGS Beard. Also, check out my website of the same name if you would maybe like to hire me as your dungeon master. I run D&D and other games in the New York City area. Check me out.
And I'm Tim Rodriguez. You can find me on Twitter at Dice Food Lodging, or check out other games that I write and publish at GalileoGames.com.
All right. Thanks again for being on with us. It was a blast.
Thank you so much. Have a great time.
We've run you through 2 games that you had not played before.
I know.
Past
Badges of
games, actually.
honor.
I think it's at 3 at this point.
Nice.
All right. To learn more about the players and the engine in our story, visit boardghost.com. If you would like to help collaborate in making the show, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/boardghost. You can collaborate with us there with a financial contribution and get access to the episodes, both halves, the first week that the story goes live. Also get access to some of the art. And for some members, we even provide some exclusive how to play videos for the games that we love to play. Again, collaborate there. If you aren't in a position to collaborate with us financially, and even if you are already doing that, the next thing that we'd love for you to do is pass around this show. Share it along. If you're on a road trip and don't know what to do, put this show on. Make people listen. If you have friends who love story games and might enjoy the stuff we get into, please share the show with them as well. This show's about experiments and new things. So, the more people who discover these games, the better it is for everybody. All right. So again, go check that out there. You can attempt to pierce the veil and contact us at Board Ghost World on Twitter. Shout out through the ether of desires we can fulfill. Leave reviews and comments on iTunes, your preferred listening portal, and take a moment to subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest episodes. We'd like to thank Pat Couples for our theme song and interlude music. You can find more about Pat at patcouples.tumblr.com or on his band's website, hotelsandhighways.com. If you're not alone in the void, share our stories. The more they are consumed, the truer they become.
Dying, don't agree with me.